Good afternoon and welcome to the weekly weather briefing from the National Weather Service Peachtree City office. I'm meteorologist Sid King and I'll be giving you a walkthrough for what to expect for the coming week beginning June 8th, 2017. We'll begin with a brief overview of some of the points we'll discuss during the briefing today. The first thing is there is a low-pressure system currently centered over West Virginia, and we expect that to force scattered showers and thunderstorms into North Georgia this afternoon. Some of these showers and storms could move as far south as the Atlanta metro today as well. However, we don't expect any severe weather with these storms. After these storms move out, dry conditions will prevail on Friday and Saturday with very few rain chances. More moisture will then expected to be returned on Sunday, and then precipitation chances will increase early next week as well. At that point, we'll start to see more of a summer-like pattern as afternoon and evening pop-up thunderstorms occur mainly in North and West Georgia, although they also will have limited severe potential. This past week, we received 2 to 5 inches of rain generally over the entire CWA, and that's led to an improvement of drought conditions. So nowhere in the CWA do we currently have a severe drought or worse category. And to that end, we will not be issuing any more drought information statements until or unless severe drought redevelops. Finally, tropical cyclone development is not expected in the Atlantic Ocean in the next 5 days. Here's a look at the current upper-level synoptic pattern over the United States. The feature we're focusing on is that low-pressure center over West Virginia. We expect that to lift northeast this afternoon and force scattered convection in North Georgia, particularly in the northeastern Georgia mountains. As that moves out, that deep moisture, which is denoted in purple, will move out to the east, and dry air, which is denoted by orange and red colors, will move into the area and set up and dominate over Friday and Saturday. So with that synoptic pattern in mind, here's what we expect for the rest of the day. First of all, high temperatures in the northern part of our area will be in the upper 70s and in the lower 80s in the southern part of our area. And then low temperatures will be in the upper 50s in the northern part of the area and the lower 60s in the southern part of our area. These are cooler than normal temperatures by about 5 to 8 degrees, and also the temperatures will be even cooler than I mentioned in the higher terrains. As I mentioned earlier, we have a chance of showers and thunderstorms, especially in the far north Georgia, in the northeastern mountains, generally ranging from about 20 to 40%. We do have some low chances around Carrollton and Atlanta and that area, if some of the showers make it that far south. As that low pressure center moves off to the northeast and showers and thunderstorms move out of the northern part of the state, we expect dry conditions to return on Friday and Saturday with low rain chances and cooler than normal temperatures. Starting on Sunday, southerly flow will return to the area, and that'll lead to steady warming and humid conditions increasing throughout the next week. Chances of thunderstorms and showers will also return on Sunday and ramp up into next week, and you can see that on the 3 outlooks to the left for Atlanta, Macon, and Rome. All of them have rain chances starting around 15% on Sunday and moving up to about 40% by Tuesday. So that begs the question of exactly what we expect these thunderstorms next week to look like. A summertime pattern is setting up over the area, so we'll see pulse thunderstorms in general that will develop over the afternoon and evening. And the image on the right is a good reflection of what we expect these rain chances to look like. So the highest chances in the north and western part of our region. Typical for early summer, warm and moist conditions will prevail from southerly winds, and those will provide a lot of instability, but we won't have very much wind shear. So what that translates to is isolated to scattered thunderstorms will be quick to develop, but will not be very well organized, and we don't think they'll have very much severe potential. Of course, as always, we'll continue to monitor the forecast and keep you up to date with changes to the outlook. On the topic of showers and thunderstorms, we received a considerable amount of rain over the last 7 days, and as you can see on the image of the left, the entire region received at least 1.5 inches of rain. And then some locations, for example, northwestern Georgia and the southern part of our region down in Sumter County, received well over 6 inches of rain just in that week. And those areas, from what we can see on the right-hand image, got over 300 to 400% of what we normally expect in a normal week rainfall for this time of year. So in the next slide, we'll talk about how that influences the drought pattern we've been in the last year. But it's good to keep in mind that with increasing stream flow from the rain we've been getting recently, isolated flooding could become more of a concern in the near future in the event of heavy rainfall. Now on to the weekly drought update. Wet conditions due to frequent showers and thunderstorms over the last several weeks, particularly last week, have steadily improved drought conditions all throughout our region. The 1-month change map on the right shows Class 1 through Class 3 improvement almost all throughout the state. And as a result, we no longer have any severe or worse drought currently in our CWA. There is a bit of severe drought to the south, but that's not the concern of this office. We'd also like to let it be known that we've issued the last drought information statement today that we'll hopefully issue for a while. We'll begin to issue these again in the event that severe drought conditions redevelop. The Atlantic hurricane season began on June 1st, and as such we'll be giving you tropical weather outlooks in these weekly briefings and identifying any threats we have to the area. Right now we don't expect any tropical cyclones to develop within the next 5 days. However, we will continue to keep you updated if anything in that outlook changes. To wrap up this week's briefing, we expect scattered showers and thunderstorms in North Georgia, generally between about 20 and 40%, with the highest percentages in Northeast Georgia, as that low-pressure system over West Virginia moves out to the northeast. Some of these showers and thunderstorms may occur as far south as Atlanta Metro today, but we don't expect any of them to be severe. As these storms move out tomorrow, dry conditions will prevail for Friday and Saturday with very small rain chances. But then more moisture is expected to return on Sunday, and the precipitation chances are expected to increase right along with them into the early week next week. With those thunderstorms, we'll see afternoon and evening activity in mainly North and West Georgia with limited severe potential. Between 2 to 5 inches of rain last week have contributed to steady improvement of drought conditions that's occurred all over the last month. So nowhere in the county warning area currently is in a severe drought or worse conditions. As a result, we will not be issuing any further drought information statements unless severe drought redevelops. Finally, tropical cyclone development is not expected in the Atlantic in the next 5 days. That concludes this week's weather briefing. Here's our contact information if you have any questions for us or otherwise would like to get in touch with us in any way. We appreciate your attention and we hope you have a great week.